people at home and hi people here and people at home too. So Parashat Vayigash, portion of Vayigash. I'm doing it sitting. Usually I like to do it standing, but today, by the way, just to remind you, today is the second day of Rosh Chodesh, second day of the month of Tevet, month of Capricorn. Yesterday was the first, and it's also the seventh candle of Hanukkah. So we can expect from today on to have a clear understanding of life. On Wednesday night, we have a change in the cosmos. I already told it to you yesterday in the lecture, meaning astrologically, Saturn is moving from Sag to Capricorn. If you're Capricorn, you have to come see me before it happens. I will give you some instruction for the next 3 years. If you're not Capricorn, enjoy life. But whatever you do on Thursday, chill. Don't push things. Also, Mercury is in retrograde, so if you feel like communication is not working, it's because it's not working. Very simple. Anyway, what is clarity? So we said about Vayigash, yeah, Parashat Vayigash. How do you get the clarity? What is it you need to get to clarity? What do you need to do? I'm going to start right away from the Zohar, and then we're going to talk about the Parasha, because that section in the Zohar truly help to understand something, and it's related to happiness and prophecy. And I'm going to explain what it means. In the Parasha, in the portion, it said that Jacob, and I'm going to read it to you, like that, Vayigash. It's written, it's written like that. The reason I'm looking for it because I want to say the exact words, and then we're going to look into what the Zohar has to say about it. It says, "Vayigidu lo le'emor," they told their father, "Od Yosef chai," Joseph's still alive, and he is the rulers of all the land of Egypt. And he said, "Vayifag libo," okay? And what is it, Vayifag libo? So it say that his heart was going crazy from, he couldn't believe them. And then they sit him down and talk to him again. And it says, "Vatechi ruach Yaakov aviem," the spirit of Jacob becoming alive. And then it says, "Vayomer Israel rav od Yosef bni chai elcha verenu et haramut." First they call him Jacob, and then they call him Israel. He elevated from one name called Jacob into the name Israel. The question is why? Let's understand it from the Zohar. We have our professional reader. If you know, from Shrek, you recognize the voice? Here we go. Please.
Rabbi Shimon said, "First it is written, and the spirit of Jacob their father revived. And then it is written, and Yisrael said, it is enough. Joseph my son is still alive. Why does the verse start with Jacob and finish with Yisrael?" He replied, "First the Torah calls him Jacob, because the Shekhinah took part in the vow that the tribes took not to reveal that Joseph was sold. The Shekhinah was therefore gone from Jacob all that time. Now that the Shekhinah has come back to him, it is written, and the spirit of Jacob their father revived, which is the secret of the Shekhinah, called the spirit of Jacob."
Continue.
After the Shekhinah was established in him, the high grade went from the grade of Jacob to the grade Yisrael. From this we learn that the high grade is not awakened above until there is an awakening below. From here it is written, "And the spirit of Jacob their father revived first," which refers to the awakening below. And then it is written, "And Yisrael said," which is the awakening above.
Okay, so we learned something here from this section of the Zohar. The word Shekhinah, those of you who don't know, Shekhinah is the female aspect of God. So we know that there is two forces. There is the male force and the female force. Now, what can we learn from that? The idea, when we are not happy, we cannot reach our potential. Cannot reach your potential. You can't. One of the requirements to know what to do with your life, to have clarity, to have prophecy, You have to be happy. Now, what about people, let's say people like me? I mean, what makes me happy is good food. You want to make me happy, you talk to me about food, I'm happy. That's it. That's the only thing. You know? Like you tell me I'm busy, the food, I'm with you. It's a problem. It's addiction. I recognized it's an addiction about 12 years ago. You know, I'm going and I went to get soup for Debbie. She didn't feel well. On the way, I can never get just what she asked me. I see a cake. I said, nobody's eating that cake in the restaurant. I'm looking around. So how much is this cake? So this cake had to be brought to home to make sure, you know, donuts is always in my house. There's not even. So the idea is, it makes me happy. So that cake makes me happy. Is this the happiness that we're talking about? The idea is there is a happiness that comes as a result of an items, or as a result of making money, or as a result of an event that you are wishing for it to happen. And there is a happiness that brings the result. You get it? It's one called reactive happiness, and one called proactive happiness. By the way, this is not my words, it's a word if you want to find more about it, but I don't want you to go there. It's in Scientology. It's the book called Dianetic, if I'm saying it correctly. Dianetics, yeah. I had to read it when I was in the army because I had to fool my officer. So I had to study how the brain function, and then I can fool them. So, they invented the concept of reactive versus proactive. It came from them, from the writer, I don't know his name, the famous.
L. Ron Hubbard.
That's the name. Wow, I need you next to me. It's the best. You always here. Yeah, that's the name. So you talk about reactive and proactive. And I'm sure everybody talk about it after that. I mean, it started in the 60s, 70s. And the idea is that what is a reactive happiness? It's mean I'm reacting to a beauty. I'm reacting to something that makes me happy. Food, drugs, sex. I'm reactive to something that will make me happy. What is proactive happiness? I'm finding something to be happy about when I'm not in a good mood. I'm dancing. I'm smiling. I'm telling a joke even if I'm miserable. I have a miserable day and I'm going to tell a joke until I start laughing. You fake it till you make it. But don't get stuck in the fake it, right? You got to make it. Don't forget. Fake it till you make it doesn't mean to fake it. It means to make it, the goal. So you are smiling, you are happy, you're moving. But of course, the idea of smiling, the Talmud talk about it a lot. And the Talmud said that a human being has to smile. Now, I know we all sin in that. I mean, if you see me in a subway in New York, you're not going to be happy. My face like that. Because the idea is we're not smiling. You know, we're not smiling. Now, why the Talmud say a person has to smile? Where does that come from? So the Talmud says something all like, it's a mind-blowing, like the thought of the Talmud. The Talmud said that your face not belong to you. Face, of course, belong to you. You know, it belongs to something called public domain. There is personal domain and public domain. Women are very familiar with this. That's what they do. Their hair very beautiful, lipstick and this. Man, we have issue. We want everybody to tell us how great we are without effort. Men don't like to put an effort into anything because they're afraid of the rejection. That's why men don't put effort to things. So I want all the women to know that. It's not that the men don't want to. They want. But what if they're going to get rejected? So they get rejected twice as much. One, for trying, and second, for the amount of energy they put in. Women are more brave. They don't worry about it. They sit there and they take care of themselves to look like a flower. Okay? That's why there is not such a thing as not beautiful woman. There is a beautiful who's not taking care of herself. There's not such a thing as not beautiful woman because woman is always malchut with a masach that reflect all the beauty. So why is the face public domain? Because you don't see your face. The public see your face. So when you smile, you make the public better. And for that reason, the person has to smile is a demand from the creator, from the creation, that you have to smile. Now, I have to tell you, I'm not always smiling. You know me. You know, I'm not always in the greatest mood. You know, I'm Scorpio, I have my moment. You know, you catch me in a bad moment, you don't want to see me. You catch me in a good moment, I will tell you a joke. You know, most of the time I push myself. And the idea is we need to understand from Yaakov and Israel. Jacob didn't believe them as Jacob, but then he believed them as Israel, that Joseph is alive. Why? All what he changed he will become happy. It was one woman who was able to do it, and that's why Jacob blessed her to live forever. Her name is Serach, the daughter of Asher. Serach bat Asher. Okay? The Persian believed that the last time she'd been seen, it was in a cave in a city called Esfahan, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right? Yeah? Hamadan. Okay. So there is a tradition like that she was seen there, and the Midrash, the story is telling us that she lived forever because she was able to make Jacob happy. Now, if you make Jacob happy, you have nothing to worry about you. What we learned from that lesson, not only that you make yourself smile and happy, you have to look around who is the most spiritual person in the room and make them happy. Because when a spiritual person is miserable, the whole city going down. If the shoemaker is not happy, one shoe might go bad. But a spiritual person, their mind is connected to the divine, and they have to be happy all the time. They can put us in danger. Because if they're not in a good mood, the whole city becomes depressed. So when they are up, everything is going up. When they are down, everything is going to go down. Based on them. And that's what the tradition of going and make, the teacher, the rabbi, the guru, I don't know, the tea or joke. They used to do it in the old days. And it's part of the law, how you make your teacher happy, is not for them, because you are basically have a selfish agenda. You make them happy, and then everything's turned around for you and for everybody in the city, because they're praying for you. So if they hold the prayer book and they pray, and they're in a bad mood, what they bring it down is very bad. But if they're praying and they're laughing and they're a good time, you are receiving all that thing. So that's what the tradition was, always, to take care of the teacher and so on and so on. In India, you have it too. You have something called guru. So they take care of the guru. But it become more too much, which means it become almost like idol worshiping. You're not allowed to worship your teacher as a god, but you're allowed to worship the teacher for a point of, you're not allowed to worship at all. You have to serve your teacher, but not worship. You're allowed to serve. That's why in Judaism, you're not even allowed to pray behind your teacher. Because if you pray behind, that's when you pray to him, not to God. So you want to always have the divine, but you feel like your teacher is the sword, is the pipe that brings all the money, all the happiness, all the love. So you come up with the idea how to make your teacher smile, and then your teacher bless you, you receive everything. So it's very important to understand this section. That's why I want to start with that, to understand what the Zohar is telling us about this week. Be happy. Now, clarity. What do we do to achieve success? What do we do to have our life better? Better relationship, better success, better everything. First, you got to do is find something that makes you happy. What makes you happy? Clarity. Now, you got to become happy, and then clarity will take a place. Now, for example, simple clarity. One of the things that make people happiest, more than happy every day, is when they're surrounded by the right people. Nothing makes you more happy. You agree on that? I mean, is there something else you're wishing for in this lifetime? I want to be surrounded by people I love and people who love me. But you forget there is another part to that chapter. I also don't want to be surrounded by people I don't like and people that don't like me. Don't forget when you make the pray for two things. First, I don't want to have people that I don't like around me. And I don't want, people who don't like me to be around me. I don't want them. So why are we drawing those people into our life? Why most of us dealing day to day, include uncle, parents, neighbor, with people I don't want to be with? What happened? How did that happen? Because I'm miserable. I am miserable, so I'm drawing miserable around me. Because misery what? Love company. I am the company. They're the misery. Together we love each other. Misery, love company. Misery and company getting married. That's what happened. What happened? I don't know if you ever helped somebody you know to get married. I don't know if you ever been into the rooms, dressed for the kala, for the bride, the husband, and then with his friend, the food, the thing, the champagne. I was involved in many weddings to organize it. And one of the things that I tell the groom and the bride every time they ask me to marry them and do the chuppah for them, I always tell them, let's focus on the wedding, guys. And they look at me and say, what do you mean? I said, the wedding. This is something going on. Not the food, not the champagne, not the thing. Not if they dress too tight and if they can see the zipper from the back and your hair is here. It's okay. There's a wedding happening tonight. Don't forget. And the point is, we're not celebrating our amazing moment. We have an amazing moment every day. We have an amazing moment every hour. But we are not happy, then I have to draw the miserable people into my life. It's not maybe. I have to draw those people into my life. I need to draw them into my life to remind me, this is who you are. This is exactly how you look like. This is how you look like. And it's tough. It's tough. It's two things which is tough in our life. It's to say goodbye to miserable people, to say goodbye to people I don't like and people who don't like me. And second is to say goodbye to my misery. And then you will feel light. Try it. Please try it this week. Please. I'm begging you. Try to feel light. I'm okay to be me. I'm okay to draw good things. I'm okay to... This is what it's all about. Because friendship should be our number one goal. It should be 50% of your goal in life is friendship. Nothing else better. You can add money to it so you can spend money and eat with them. I mean, you see that right away, food. See, right away, eat with them. Why did I say dance with them? Eat with them, right away. There's a gentleman now who get me into, it's called a spiritual experience of life. So I thought, we meditate together. Then he sent me a video just now, just before the class. I get so scared. Debbie liked it, I didn't. Because they're jumping from an airplane there. And I was, I don't know how spiritual that. So Debbie said, is it your fear talking? I said, no, I just, and I come up with something from the Bible. I don't think it's allowed to jump from the sky. And then they go in a boat at night. So what is that? Why are they going in a boat at night? So she tell me, is it on the Bible also? You can do that. Well, but I realize, when you grow up, I can talk only about me. Sometimes when you grow up in age, you forget your youngest, I don't know how to explain that to you, the spirit of craziness, stupid, silliness, that it's a necessity. Yeah, you have to have it. Because it's not fun. It's not fun to people to be with my grumpy side. People want to be with my fun side. People don't want to be with, I have my grumpy little side here, and I have my funny little child side. People want that. People don't want that. But if my grumpy side will be kind of be taken care, it will draw the grumpy people. If I will take care of the happy, loving, fun, let's enjoy life, let's face my fear, I can start drawing the right people. The same for me and for you. If you have some people in your life that you somehow ask yourself, how did I end up with those type of people? What is this? Then you have to look inside. It can change the situation, I'm telling you. It can change it. It can. And so that Yaakov first has to become happy, his name become Israel, and then he realized Joseph was alive. Yaakov is us. Israel is us. We have two forces inside of us. We have Yaakov and we have Israel. We have to, we must to, we need to change this week to say no more for me to be miserable.com energy. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy life. I want to be youngest. I want to be whatever I want to be, And then if there is people that not contributing to your happiness, it's time to say, listen, I'm working on myself. I'm doing a diet of people. It's called people diet. People diet, it means you get rid of 20, 30 people, You can do it on Facebook. It's such a relief. It's like, I'm telling you, do it on Facebook, and you start going one by one. Do I know you? Do I know you? Do I know you? Yeah, I have a lot of do I know you? Do I know you? Do I know you? Sometimes say, Eliyahu, I'm your neighbor. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize the picture. It's okay. Better, because you have to clean. Don't just collect people, and there's no connection. You have to clean, and I relate. And you start with one, and then with two, then three. It's fun being together. Fun. I enjoy very much to be with you tonight. I really enjoy it. It's so much fun. And I want you guys also to enjoy each other. Exchange email, exchange text message, WhatsApp, talk to each other. How was your week? Stuff like this. Talk to each other. Talk. Motivate each other. And if you don't like somebody who was sitting here, tell them, listen, I'm in a cleaning diet right now. I'm not ready for you yet. It's okay. It's okay. All right? Let's move to the Parsha. Yes?
I have a question about this part that we read. It seems to me, from the story that was read, that the one thing that made Jacob happy, of course, it's his son and everything, is, was to know that, what's his name, is it like the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? So it's like the happiness totally came from outside. I mean, I know it's his son and everything, but it's like he had absolutely no control over it.
It's a good question. You're asking a good doubting question. And the idea is like that. They use tools from outside to tell him the good news. Jacob is a prophet. So if you're a prophet, you never become visible because you know everything. You see the big picture. When do you become visible? When you lose sight of the big picture. We don't see the whole big picture. It's difficult for us to see. Very difficult. When we see people we love going through some problem, Chas v'shalom, God forbid, it's very difficult. But if we see big picture, 500 years of everything, reincarnation and everything of everything, it's easier. So it say about the prophet in the time of the temple, the verse say, K'uli menagen. The prophet used to say, K'uli menagen, bring me a musician. That's what it's written. Bring me a musician again, and he will play music for me, and then my spirit, my ruach, my spirit will go okay, and then I can be a prophet again. So they used to use music too. They used to tell a joke teller. By the way, one of the law, the Jewish law, it's very weird Jewish law, most Jewish people have no clue it's there, that before you pray to God in the morning, you have to tell a joke. Most people don't have no clue it exists. 2,000 years ago, the tradition used to be, guys stick together, tell 2-3 jokes, good joke, and then they start praying. So they ask, why are you telling jokes? Because jokes can relax to an angel that's called the spirit of stupidity, ruach shtut. You're not allowed to do that when you pray, but it says that when you laugh, you reach it to chokhmah, and the pray can only reach a lower level. But if you reach first laugh, and then you ride on the pray can go very high. That's why when you go to pray, you always have to think about something you're happy, and then go to pray. Before. You can cry while you pray, but before you have to be happy. So yes, you're using things from outside, like the sun is alive, because when you lose your prophecy like us, we need a start. It's called a start, it's a spark. That spark is needed. So you see somebody is down. You have to find out to relate to them and then get them out of it. I don't know if you ever saw the movie, What Dream May Come, or you read the book. Okay, so his wife is in hell, and he need to find a way to get her out of there. So first he have to relate to it. So he goes so low, and then he get her out of there. So it's such a, I think it's a good movie. I think it's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie, right? I don't know if you saw it or you read the book, Anyway, confrontation versus war. What do you think the difference between war and confrontation? If there is any difference, what do you think? What's the difference? I'm confronting and I'm going to war. Is there any difference?
If you're confronting proactively, it's good. Versus war is bad.
Where is confrontation come from? Yes, please.
When you're confronting, you're approaching it and you're realizing it's there. When you're going to war, you're really engaging and fighting it and trying to overcome it.
Okay, I like it. But what do you think? I would like to suggest something and see if you're comfortable with that. Is confrontation come from fear or war coming from fear?
War comes from fear.
Do you hear it? It started singing in, right? War, most of those karate master or MTA, what do you call it, MTA?
MMA.
MMA, I'm sorry. What is MTA? I'm so sorry, MTA is the subway. It's in New York and it doesn't get out of my brain.
Confrontation.
MTA. So all the fighter, if I talked to a few fighters, I had one of them was my student, and on the phone, it was actually Debbie's student. He has his voice was a high pitch, so I thought he asked me if he can meet me. So a little guy come to meet me. He said he worked for the MMA. I thought he worked there, I don't know, to clean the place or. I didn't know a fighter come to see me, a cage fighter. So I'm coming. She organized the meeting, so I'm arriving, and a seriously big guy. Now on the phone, I was strong with him. I was worried. And I said, I said, that's you, big dog. I said, yeah. And then he told me his life story. All of them start from fear. All those fighters, they started in fear. They were abused or they were bullied when they were kids, and then they overcome their fear with a war. Confrontation is when you conquered your fear. You confront somebody who cheated on you. You confront somebody who took money from you. You go to them. You don't go to fight with them. You go to tell them. What you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is just not right. I used to have an issue with confrontation. I had to do a lot of self-hypnosis until I was able to confront. And I remember one of the people who saw it first, he was a master who teaching classes in Dale Carnegie, you know, Carnegie style. So I was sitting in a restaurant 22 years ago, and he saw that the steak, I didn't eat the steak that arrived, and I'm looking, and I pushed away. So what happened? He said, I don't like the steak. So why don't you tell the waiters? I said, no, okay, no, not so hungry. I said, okay. So I didn't know he was a teacher when I met him. I said, well, and I'm trying to eat something else. And he called the waiter, said, waiter, my friend wanted to change the steak. And I become really upset. So what are you doing? I said, relax. Now, if they want the steak again, they burn it. He said, now you're doing it. I said, I can't do it. We do it twice. Once, I didn't do it all my life. Now you did it twice. I can't. I said, do it for the practice, Eliyahu. You need it. And I don't know where it's come from, maybe from my childhood. We don't complain about food. So I said, excuse me, I think the steak somehow, I don't know what happened. And I make it like a long story. I think the fire was high, and maybe you need to, I tell him the whole instruction what to do it. And he started laughing. My friends started laughing. So what's so funny? I said, you need help. You got to learn to complain. Nobody hates you. Just say, I'm not happy. Repeat after me. And he teach me that. Say, I am not happy when you go to a restaurant. And from that day on, I have to tell you, I'm sitting with the restaurant, and they put me next to a table. So they put me at the table. I was in New York, and I hate the table. People behind my back talking, because I can't hear very well. So I just used that method. It helped me a lot to say, I said to the waiter, I'm not happy with the seat. So of course, what can we do for you? So wow, these things work. It's really work. So use it. It's unbelievable. For me, that was confrontation. And I don't like to confront people. As much as I'm doing it a lot, I don't like it myself. But I'm working on it to go toward the fear and conquer my fear. Yehuda in this parasha, Vayigash elav Yehuda. Vayigash comes from the word lageshet, to come closer. Vayigash comes from the same word in Hebrew, itnakshut, accident. Itnakshut is also Vayigash. Okay? So what approach you want to have with your issues, with problem you have in life. That's what this parasha is about. Now we're going to go deep into what mean Yehuda and Yosef. What has been the connection between Judah and Joseph? Why is Yehuda approaching Joseph? I mean, if you're going to go to the story, I highly recommend it, that when you go home on Google, you read the whole midrash of what exactly happened. You know, how Yehuda scared Joseph. He hit his feet on the floor. The whole Egypt was shaking. But that's a nice story to read. We want to get more to the meaning of everything. So what exactly happened between Yehuda and Yosef? So let's read it, okay? It's kind of long, so I'm going to stop here and there, okay?
Rabbi Yehuda began the discussion with the verse, for the kings were assembled. These are Judah and Joseph, who were both kings. The two of them came together to dispute, because Judah became surety for Benjamin and pledged himself before his father in this world and the world to come. He therefore came to argue with Joseph on account of Benjamin, so he would not be banned from this world and the world to come. As it is written, I will be surety for him, of my hand shall you require him. If I bring him not to you and send him before you, then I shall have sinned to my father forever, in this world and the world to come.
So first, to remind you the story, Judah took responsibility for Benjamin when he took him down to Egypt, if you remember, from last week, and he took him to Egypt. And that's why when Joseph say, I'm going to take Benjamin as a prisoner because they found the cup in his bag, Yehuda say, Vayigash elav Yehuda, Yehuda came closer to him. The Midrash, the story said that he went there to kill him, literally. And as he come closer, he said, listen, I'm responsible for that boy. You cannot take that boy away from me. You have to bring me the boy. So he's using the idea of responsibility for Benjamin. Now there is another lesson here. When you have your argument and confrontation, Do you need a good reason not to relate to you when you have the argument, or you can have the argument when it's related to you? Meaning, it's easier for you to protect others when you have a fight, or it's easier for you to protect yourself? It's a question you have to ask yourself. Because it's very easy to hide behind someone when you protect. And that's why a mother and a father can become an animal all of a sudden, which has to do with their kids. But it has to do with them, they let go. But they have the need to protect. They have the need to defend the one person they're responsible for. But again, what this section tries to tell us, Yehuda, Joseph both are king. Now they're getting closer to each other. Yehuda say, I'm responsible for Benjamin in the name of my father. Let's go deeper, please.
Therefore the kings were assembled, they came on together. Means that they quarreled together and were angry with each other because of Benjamin. Then it is written, as soon as they saw, they were astounded, they were frightened, they rushed away. Fear took hold of them there, of all of them who were there.
And you continue, please.
And pain like a woman in travail, for they were fearful lest they would kill or be killed on account of Benjamin. For Joseph was sold by Judah and was lost his father. Now that he became surety for Benjamin, he was fearful lest he would perish. Thus it is written, Judah came near to him.
So, who sold Joseph to be a slave? Judah himself. So there is issues. Now, what does that mean? In life, your destiny will find you. Your destiny will find you. You have to remember, your destiny will find you. You will have to meet a certain people that you had issue with from another lifetime and this lifetime. You cannot run away from your destiny. You have a destiny. That's the way it is. So when you are trying to hide with all kind of things and becoming smart, you need to understand, you sold Joseph to a slave. Now Joseph is the king. Joseph knows this is Yehuda. Yehuda doesn't know this is Joseph. Yehuda only now want to make sure Benjamin will be safe. There is a whole game going on here. Now, think about somebody you have issue with, somebody you fight with. Let's say they know who you are, you don't know who they are. You try to defend something that belongs to you, and you feel they're about to take it away from you. You're ready to do everything to create peace. Every war starts with peace. Because peace is equal confrontation. You confront the person because you want to have peace. One of the things that men and women are different, when women have an issue in a relationship, she talk. She go to the man and say, this is not right. You cannot continue like this. Men hide, and then there's explosion and disappear. Different style. We have a different style. But the idea is that Yehuda, soon we're going to learn, representing something. Joseph representing another thing. Both of them are kings. In your life right now, go back to your life. Person you have an issue with. Do you know everything about them? Do you know everything they're going through? Do you know what you did to them without even knowing? Do you know your blind spot between you and them? You have a blind spot, you don't see it. You don't see the whole thing. And they are really hurt by you. Here they're using slavery as the section. But could be that you say the wrong thing to them and they hurt for 20 years because of you. You don't know. You don't know anything. They see it. You don't see it. Joseph see it. Judah don't. We are Judah in the story. So we come closer to Joseph and say, hey, I'm responsible for that project. And Joseph go back toward you. He go forward toward you and almost like going to war. So it say they fear to go to war and they also fear to be killed. Meaning, when you confront someone, you have a fear that things will go wrong, okay? But you also have a fear that if you don't do it, nothing will go right. So in life, sometimes life pushes you in situations that you have to do something about it. And that's tough. I know a lot of us would like to stay passive to life. Nothing more fun, right? If you can stay passive and do nothing and just close your eyes, go to sleep, and then tomorrow morning everything will be okay, which is the first sign of depression, by the way. If you didn't know, now I'm telling you, this is psychology. If you go to sleep and hope that tomorrow problem will go away, that's called silent depression, just to let you know what it's called. So I'm not a psychologist, I'm just telling you the term. You cannot go to sleep and tomorrow will be okay. You can go to sleep, but tomorrow not going to be okay. Just to let you know. Close your eyes, 6 hours, tomorrow morning you're in the same place. That's it. Somehow people think, I'm not going to confront the situation, everything's going to be fine. No, it's not going to be fine. The confrontation itself is what makes it fine. It's not going to be fine after the confrontation. You might lose the confrontation. But that's if you did it. That's if you did it. It's going to become fine because of that. Because you are no longer the same person. You are a new person. You're a person who overcome the fear. You're a person who go against it. You're a person who go and tell the person, what you're doing, it's wrong. This is wrong. And unfortunately, most people don't stand up for themselves, don't say this is wrong, and that's why they draw fake relationship, fake people into their life because they're fake. Tell, wrong. What I love about Israel and what I hate about Israel the most. If you drive in Israel and you drive bad, they will tell you drive bad. They will. They're going to knock on the window while you're standing in the light. Hey, what is this? Who teach you how to drive? They want to know the school where you learn to drive like that. So they tell you, you're going to a taxi driver in Israel, I promise you, you don't need a psychic or astrology. You sit in a taxi driver, after 1 hour you have all your chart read, what is your tikkun, what you need to change, when you need to get married. Everything they will tell you, taxi driver, right? It's a country, intense. So those of us who are friends to have confrontation, LA is the best. Nothing better than LA. They will leave you alone and you can leave them alone. It's beautiful. Nobody knows what's going on in the next door. In the beginning when I moved to this house, I moved to this street, so they'd be maybe a little bit too aggressive. Go door to door, bring them the cookies that we bake. Say, please come in, please come in, please come in. I don't know, they get scared, I don't know. Maybe we come across a little bit too, and I don't know, we like it. We like to go and invite people. And the idea what I'm trying to tell you is confrontation. Show that you're real. LA will give you, am I lived 3 years already in LA? Yes. So I already have the energy of Los Angeles. When you move to Los Angeles and you live here 3 years, the energy of Los Angeles starts to control you. Be careful. If you live in Florida 3 years, you become Floridian. New York 3 years. So as much as I'm Israeli, I'm not Israeli, I'm Los Angelesi. That's what's happening. Okay? That's the situation. And what is the Los Angeles issue? Every city has a tikkun. I'm not going to confront it, I'm just going to disappear. Disappear. Be careful. It's a city that isolation is not forbidden, it's allowed. You're allowed to be isolated. I'm going to allow you to be isolated, and you will allow me to be isolated. And that's it. We separate. Separation. And very difficult to bring things like together. In New York is different, by the way. New York is very similar to Israel. People are very tough. Very tough. They tell you in your face how much they hate your presentation. You do presentation, I did presentation for business people. 12 ladies, they're all running the CEO of a company, did presentation. And the one lady, I love this lady, it was many years ago. She helped me a lot, she became a great mentor. So we say, hey, boy chick, she called me, young boy, come here, come here. So what, can I take you a coffee? I said, wow, I guess I did a good job. I said, listen to me. What is that? You have a low budget? So why? So why are you using paper? People don't use paper, people use screen, people use that. Let me help you with that. She helped me a lot, by the way. She helped me a lot. And the idea is, they tell you in your face. So no more imagination. Here, my God, try to sit with your friend or not your friend in a restaurant, the same thing. Same thing, right? Same thing. After you leave, they just leave a microphone below the table. You see how much they talk about you. It's an unbelievable place, Go especially at that place. What's the name of this place? Robertson. The core of the Lashon Hara, the core of the evil speech, with the flower outside. How do you call it? That's the name. Yeah, that's the name. Yeah. Leave some microphone, you will have the best reality show. And it's in front of you. People leave, somebody stay. I hate this girl. They were kissing, they were giving a gift. What happened? Ivy. It's called place called Ivy. It's a flower and light and fancy car parking, and people who used to be famous come there. And yeah. People who used to be famous that say, hi, you don't know this guy? I said, no, I don't. I played in a movie in 1968. Oh, now I remember, yes. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. But anyway, going back to confrontation, you got to confront issues yourself. And when people confront you, now we come to the deep part. That's a tough one. People confront you, stop being so defensive. What actually they're telling you? They're telling you that they find something wrong about you. And it's very painful. I know it's painful. I don't like to be telling what's wrong with me. But you know what? How are we going to grow? How are we going to grow? I think Sandra or somebody else asked me a question last week or 2 weeks ago. I think that last week you asked a very good question about the Parsha. I said, wow, you should ask it in front of everybody. It was very good. Or I gave a lecture in front of 120 surgeons. So I thought I'm a big shot. I know all the Kabbalah, all the Zohar. But I don't know. I don't know. So I'm sitting there. And as I'm sitting, it's in the crowd, move their head like this. Surgeon, I said, I'm doing a great job. And then all of a sudden, 3 surgeons really just came in. It was a lunch break. So I gave them their lecture while they do lunch break. And they put the food in front of me. And I'm talking about the nails. So, well, the nails even grow when you bury the person. And this guy is a surgeon, Japanese. Not true! And Debbie see me. So Debbie, Google it, please, if it's true. So she do with the finger like this. So listen, I have to admit, you're right, I'm wrong. I said, all my life I'm teaching the nails grow. I said, no, it doesn't grow. You tell me the skin moved back because the body shrink. I didn't know. I said, thank you. So he confronted me, and there is something good about doctors. If you know them like that, they tell you, boom. And what I'm trying to tell you is you got to confront, and you have to be confronted by people, because otherwise there's no real thing happening. But don't get embarrassed. Don't look down. They tell you how to become better. If somebody don't like you, they won't even tell you what's wrong with you. When people say to you what they don't like about you, it's almost like say, I love you. Please change that part. Just that part. Just that part. Please, I love you so much. One part. It's like the story with the king. You know, the king has 20 advisors. And on his birthday, everybody tell about how great is the king. He's generous, he give charity. And one smart advisor, but young, say, the king has the biggest nose. And the king said to the guys, please make this guy disappear. Kill him now. So they usually kill people in the morning. It was night. So the king couldn't sleep. He go to the cell of that advisor, say, listen, you're a smart guy. Are you drunk? Are you using drugs? Say, no. So why would you say that I have a big nose in front of millions of people? Why you embarrass me? Say, king, everybody tell how great you are. You're rich, you're this, you're that. But I'm saying only the one bad things about you, which means the rest is perfect. And then the king make him the #1 advisor. It's the idea when people come to tell you what's wrong with you, look at it as the one thing that's wrong. The rest is good. But we are so sensitive and emotional. When somebody confronts us, right away we judge them, we hate them, they don't like me, they hate me, they don't like me, they don't want me around. No, something to confront you. If I don't want you, I will ignore you. I don't want even to tell you what's wrong with you. I don't want nothing to do with you. But I'm telling you, this is wrong. So you change it, and it will help us to be together. All right? Sorry I talked too long about it, but it's important. Go ahead. Another
explanation of the verse, the kings were assembled, is that Judah and Joseph came to debate with each other as kings. They met to discuss the one with the other, the one about Benjamin and the other about Benjamin. This paragraph is redundant, and the explanation is continued.
Okay. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it to you from here, if you don't mind. Vayigash. Yeah. So it say like that. It say both of them were king, but one king is king of Malchut, and one king is king of Yesod. If you know a little Kabbalah, mean one king is the manifester, and one king is the visionary. What's more important, the seed of an apple or the ground. Without the ground, there is no apple tree. Without the seed, there is no apple tree. You need both. You need Malchut and you need Yesod. That's why you need two forces to manifest things. That's why when the Mashiach will come, it says it will be Mashiach ben Yosef, and then it will be Mashiach ben David. Mashiach from Yosef is Yosef, like the king, and Mashiach of David come from Judah. Where is Judah? Judah make love to Tamar. Tamar have twin. Those twin are the great-grandfather of King David. King David is the grandfather of the Messiah. Now we know. So Yehuda is the Messiah of Yehuda, and Joseph is the Messiah of Joseph. Every generation, you have Messiah of Joseph. Every generation. Every generation. The Messiah of Joseph usually do either war or destruction or problem in the world to bring Messiah of Judah. Some say Napoleon Bonaparte was Mashiach ben Yosef. It doesn't matter what religion they belong to. Mashiach ben Yosef, it doesn't matter what religion. Mashiach ben David supposed to come from the Jewish religion. It has to come from the tribe of Judah. That's why it's called Judah, from the word Jew. So, but Mashiach ben Yosef, the Messiah from the house of Joseph, can be anybody. They come to either bring destruction or awakening spiritual thing to make a difference. All right, continue.
Rabbi Yehuda said the kings alludes to the secret of faith, the nukva. For when desire was revealed in union adorned in male and female, both the male and female world were joined together. The one, Zeran Pin, to open the treasure, to spread it, and the other, the nukva, to gather and collect plenty within it. Then the kings were assembled, they came on together, both worlds, the supernal world Zeran Pin and the lower world, the nukva.
So nukva means female and dachar means male. Why is it so important that these two forces will be together? So there is something called itnakshut. Itnakshut means accident, God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. Today was an accident. It's expected, always I tell you a secret now, I never share it with people. Every week of Vayigash, usually it's a week of accident, unfortunately. Be careful how you drive too, okay? Why? Because what happens when there is accident? One material beat another material. What happened with Judah and Yosef? The meeting. It's called bitush. In the language of the Kabbalists 2,000 years ago, it's called bitush. Or there is another word, so it's called zivug de'aka'ah, meaning binding by striking. How do you bind two things? The two things strike each other. A lot of time when you were young, maybe you saw your parents fighting. Your parents love each other. That's why they were fighting. We think they were fighting because they hate each other. A lot of time the parents fight because they love. They love. That's what they're fighting. So that's called bitush. They are mevatshim. They are hitting like this because they want to become one again. The one become when two atoms, going once against each other. Yeah, and then it become one. It's amazing. It's very secret. I mean, we need hours just to discuss that part. And the idea is zachar v'nekeva, male and female. Judah is the female, and that's why the Messiah was a woman all the time until now, because Sarah was the Messiah. Sarah, the wife of Abraham. Rebecca was the Messiah. Rachel was the Messiah. If you look at the Bible, always women were the Messiah. Messiah means a savior. Okay? Until our time, in our time, it's supposed to be a male. The Messiah is a savior. Okay? Now, let's read that part.
They came on together, for no sin in the world is atoned for until the male and the female are united, as it is written, and forgives the transgression, and also they pass together. The sins passed because with the illumination of unity, all faces shine and all sins are atoned for.
So, the reason there is sin, the reason we commit crime, the reason we make sin, because there is space. There is space between the female and the male. Now, what is the female and the male? Remember the words I said before, Shekhinah. The Shekhinah is the female aspect of God. The male aspect of God called Kudsha Barichu. When they are together and there is no space, you cannot do no bad, you cannot do no crime. The only reason you have a need to do crime, because you connect to the space between the male and the female energy. Once you remove that space and you united those two forces together, there is no room for mistake. So the only reason for mistake, for problem to take place, unfortunately, is when there is space between those two forces. Why are we praying in the morning? To remove that space. Why we give charity? To remove that space. Why are we kind to one another? To remove that space. All of the good things we're doing is to remove the space that two forces become one. That's our goal. And that's the only goal we should have in mind, to put those two forces together. Now, sometimes those two forces have to go to bitush, have to go to itnakshut, have to go to accident, have to go to a fight before there is a peace. I remember when I was in the army, I had a guy that bothered me and I bothered him. And we wear, what do you call it, a helmet on the head. So the sergeant attached my helmet to his helmet and we had to run together from morning till night. Wasn't fun at all. Wasn't fun. Can you imagine the toilet? I mean, I don't want to tell you. You can imagine eating? Not funny. My turn, your turn, my turn. So we were touched with the head together. It was to bring friendship between two soldiers who don't get along. We become very good friends after that. And the idea is sometimes to bring harmony, you have to go through something. You have to go through some problem. I don't know how many of you, as people that you fight with your friend, I don't know if you have people like this in life. You have? Oh, yeah. Really? Sure. This is unbelievable. Because when you fight, everything is out. You're so real. And they're real. I don't know if between girls, if it can happen. It can happen with girls?
Yeah, never.
They say no. Why? I wonder. Why girls, after they say everything, they smile, they kiss goodbye, and then the war begins. Yeah, right? With the man, I think when we fight and we take everything out, I hate you, you're the worst person, I wish you that. And then, hey man, I think I was too tough. You want to go grab a beer, a drink? And then we go and say, I think I went too far. And they say, no, I went too far. No, I went too far. Okay, it doesn't matter. Then we laugh. I don't know why. It's a weird, different, maybe the same reason why women fight if they go to like event and one lady dress the same dress as the other one, and we all look like penguin and we're okay with that. I mean, what's the big deal? So she have the same dress. How come you didn't tell me? How come you didn't tell me? How come? Didn't tell me what? Didn't tell me what? I'm wearing yellow. I'm supposed to be yellow. Da, da, da. Or in a wedding, I was one time in a fight. It was in Florida. A lady wear also white clothes like the bride. I didn't know it's a big deal. I didn't know, and I'm about to do the wedding, and the bride becomes and red and disappears in 1 second. And she go, have a little vodka, come back. Say, what's everything is okay? You need this extra blessing? I'm cool. So I didn't have a clue. So two ladies came to visit me, Eliyahu. This lady in the corner used to be his ex, and she came, and she wearing white. I didn't even know what's happening, but it was a very nice dress, just not bride dress without the thing. It was.
It's like gasoline on a fire.
It was almost. No, she was already thinking what she gonna do to her. Anyway, so this week is a week of confrontation. It's a week also of, God forbid, of bitushim, meaning like that. Just understand that it's not personal and try to make the best out of it. The best out of it. The best of the best. All right? Don't forget, after all, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, people ask, why didn't he confront the Roman? Why did he have to run to this place, to the cave, and write Tikkunei HaZohar? After all, in the cave, he wrote Tikkunei HaZohar, together with Eliyahu Navi, Elijah the prophet, Moses, his son Rabbi Lazar, and Achia Shiloni, the prophet Achia, who used to come to them in their dream. And they bury himself this. Why didn't he confront the Roman? So explanation I heard lately, which was tough for me to read, he said it wasn't the Roman that he had the issue with. He had to confront the rabbis at those generations, and they were not ready yet for his revelation of the Tikkunim. For that reason, he had to hide there and read. Because what is Tikkunei HaZohar? In Tikkunei HaZohar, he explained that even one word can have 70 meaning. So he told the rabbis, please don't fight among yourself. There's no reason to fight. We can have 70 opinions on one word. And so the whole idea of Tikkunei HaZohar, if you see when we print it, we put on the other side, love the neighbor as thyself, because he was able to prove that you don't need to fight with people. We're allowed to have different opinion. We're allowed. We are different people, okay? All right, let's read this. Summarize.
Rabbi Elazar said, Then Judah came near to him. Why, he answers. This is how it ought to have been, for he became surety as it is written. For your servant became surety for the boy. The secret is that Judah and Joseph should have approached each other simultaneously, because Joseph is righteous, namely Yesod of Zeranpin, and Judah is a king, namely Malchut, the Nukva of Zeranpin. Therefore, then Judah came near to him, because their coming together produced many benefits for the world, resulted in peace among all the tribes, peace between themselves, between Judah and Joseph, and caused the spirit of Jacob to revive, as it is written. The spirit of Jacob their father revived. Hence, their joining together was needed by all sides, above and below.
So the idea is like this. When you have a fight, what are you fighting for? Is other people will benefit from your fight. Because sometimes parents fighting, what's better for the child? It's not a bad fight. The child might misunderstand it. But if two parents start fighting loud, what's the best for the child? It's very healthy. Because in the end, the result will be what? What's good for the child. If they don't confront each other what's good for the child will suffer. And so they have a decision to buy a car or not to buy a car for a son or daughter. To give money or not to give money. All those things, to talk to the daughter about the diet or not to talk. Parents go through that. And the mother might say one thing and the father say another. It's great. Fight. There is some manners with people go and study some weird manners. Okay, let's not talk about it right now. And we see what's going to happen later. No, you have to talk. And it's not going to come right. Guys, it's not going to come right. And if you think that if you do Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, Walking on Fire, they will teach you just how to talk right, then you're missing being you. Your emotion being is a very important part because you are not the one who benefit from that. The people around you will benefit. And we need to make sure they benefit. So yes, you fight. Yes, you fight, and you fight hard to make sure that the other people will benefit from your existence. So yes, if you are parents, you have to fight. You have to fight for what's good for the kids. If you agree, good. But fight is not always hatred. Fight is sometimes you are fighting with passion what's better for the others. You know? It's very, very important to make it clear. You know, to make it clear. If you don't fight with your partner, could be inside of you don't really love them. You don't care about them. You don't believe in them. You fight about it with people that you believe they have hope. With people that you believe, I'm not going to give up that argument because I believe you can do it. And you don't give up. You just don't give up. Don't give up. Yehuda didn't give up. And he fight Yosef and say, no, I'm in charge of Binyamin. No. And then Yosef, what he did Yosef in the end? Cry. I'm Joseph. Is my father alive? Almost those movies from India. You ever watch a movie from India? You know, they cry, my uncle, his sister, and the thing, and the thing. It's like, who's with who here? You know? Why did he say, is my father alive? All what Joseph cared is about his father. And his father didn't trust the brother to take him there. So he sent him a hint with the gift he sent to his father. He sent him a hint to show him that he remembered the last study that they had together. And so beautiful Parsha was telling us. I just want to make sure that this week, you have to call somebody from the past. What we call business that not being closed. People that upset you. And tell them, listen, you upset me a lot. You have to speak up. You have to say, listen, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. And I hope that we can make our friendship better. But I want to tell you, I'm interested in your relationship, but I'm not happy where it's going right now. And you tell them the way it is, just the way it is. Help of God. We should have a great week and a great month. Remember, it's the beginning of the month of Capricorn. Debbie wanted me to start on Thursday again, the Talmud Asar Sfirot, on Thursday night. So we need to do that. That's what you want me to do?
Maybe after the new year, no?
Maybe after the new year. But remember, we are in the middle. We're not going to go back to the beginning.
This Thursday, there's no
Oh,
class.
yeah,
Is next Monday we have a class?
Next Monday.
It's Christmas. Is people come here for Christmas, or you prefer to take a break? Huh? If you come, then I will do it. Then I will do it on Monday. Or be if you want to bring your own tree. I wouldn't be confronting you on that. So I'm going to do a class next Monday. And also, what else I want to do? I want to start to do the morning class on Friday morning. But I want to do it for you. It's free, but it has to be coming from you. If you have desire to do it, good. I can do it either at 5 a.m. or at 9 a.m. Whatever good for you. But it's good. There is something about the morning which is fresh, which is powerful. That's it for tonight, right? Just close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes for a second. I want you to see a person who hurt you the most right now. Don't be afraid. One person who hurt you the most. You have to see that. Now, I want you to ask yourself, did he hurt the side of you, about you that you don't like? Or he hurt the side about you that you like? Which part of you get hurt by them? And you don't have to be honest right now, but later on do it again. Could be that you have to release that side about yourself that you don't like. And then they will just go away. And that feeling you have told them will go away too. But if you don't want to change that side of you, then it's very difficult to release that. So I just would like to share this with you, especially before the holidays, that you do that work that you need to be doing. Thank you.